They say heartbreak can turn even the quietest soul into a strategist. And at 58 years old, Nicole Kidman isn't curling up in the dark or hiding behind polite Hollywood smiles anymore. After whispers of Keith Urban checking out, after rumors of him getting just a little too friendly with women half her age, sources claim Nicole isn't just hurt, she's calculating. Because instead of suffering silently, insiders insist she's preparing a comeback that isn't emotional. It's visual. They're calling it her revenge romance era, a move that wouldn't just heal her pride. It would shock the entire industry. And the most jaw-dropping part? Reports say she wants someone young and someone dangerously attractive, because the rumor that truly stabbed Nicole the hardest wasn't even about the divorce. It was the name being whispered behind closed doors. Maggie Baugh, 25, country musician, rising star, and suddenly suspected of being way too close to Keith Urban. Reports claim fans in Nashville have been talking for months, saying Keith's energy changed, like he'd mentally clocked out of the marriage long before the headlines ever hit. People around the music scene swear he's been flirting, laughing, and leaning into younger women for years. And even if none of it is confirmed, Nicole still had to carry that sting. The humiliation of being compared to someone literally half her age. And that alone can twist heartbreak into something sharper, something vengeful. And according to insiders, this isn't just sadness anymore. It's strategy. Nicole's pride wasn't just bruised. It was smashed right in front of her. Because when a woman who's built an entire career on grace, elegance, and Hollywood royalty suddenly becomes the butt of a younger woman comparison, that doesn't just hurt, it provokes. Friends say she's entered a tit-for-tat mindset, not to win Keith back, but to make sure he feels the sting he left her with. This isn't about healing. This is about equilibrium, symbolic retaliation. If he gets to walk around town linked to a 25-year-old, then Nicole wants the world to see she can pull someone young, desirable, and headline-worthy, on her terms. And that's where the whispers get even louder. Sources claim Nicole isn't looking for another husband, another deep emotional bond, or some soulmate narrative. They say she wants a man who is visibly younger, someone who instantly shifts the power dynamic the moment they walk into a room together. Not to fall in love, but to make a statement. A visual message that she is still the woman every young Hollywood guy would dream of having on his arm. Friends are apparently pushing her to do it, to just take that leap, get a clean slate, and let a new face remind her what it feels like to be pursued again. Not serious. Not forever. Just impact, 'cause honestly, this divorce didn't just explode out of nowhere. Insiders say Nicole and Keith had been living like strangers under one roof for years. Not fighting loudly, but fading quietly. The kind of cold distance that creeps in so slowly you don't even notice until the gap is the size of a canyon. And behind the scenes, their issues went deeper than the tabloids ever printed. Keith was reportedly bothered by Nicole's steamy on-screen chemistry with younger male co-stars. Scenes she treated like work, but he treated like threats. Meanwhile, Nicole allegedly felt Keith was slipping away emotionally, choosing attention from younger women in social circles instead of intimacy at home. Two people aging, but not aging together. And now, on the surface, both of them are smiling for cameras and pretending everything is civilized. But privately, insiders describe something closer to a Cold War. Nicole has been quietly telling friends Keith is going through a full-blown midlife crisis, chasing validation from girls who were toddlers when she won her Oscar. Meanwhile, Nashville insiders claim Keith has been performing lovesick ballads on stage. And people online swear some of those soft-focus lyrics feel way too pointed toward Maggie. Neither side is throwing public grenades, but the private commentary is sharp enough to draw blood. And through all of it, sources say both of them are desperately trying to keep their daughters out of the blast radius, because the last thing Nicole wants is for her kids to become collateral damage in her most humiliating separation. Yet, and that's why her inner circle is getting bold now. Friends are already whispering names, suggesting introductions, saying things like, "Just one night out with someone new could change everything." They're lining up younger, fitter, flashier men, not actors on her level, but the type of guys who make Hollywood take a second look. But Nicole isn't rushing into flashing some hot new guy on Instagram or being papped leaving a hotel at 2 a.m. Not yet. Because as much as she wants to detach, insiders admit she's still mentally orbiting Keith, still replaying the humiliation, still processing the anger. And that's exactly why her friends believe a rebound isn't just revenge. It might be the only thing that finally breaks her emotional attachment to the man who walked away first. So now the biggest question in this entire scandal isn't about Keith at all. It's about Nicole. Will she actually follow through? Will she really step out with someone young, someone magnetic, someone who makes people gasp the second the picture hits the internet? Will she choose a fresh unknown, someone the public would need to Google? Or will she shock Hollywood by appearing on the arm of a rising A-list star who's already headlining movies she once dominated? Nobody knows yet, but what insiders agree on is this. If Nicole decides to make her move, she won't just be getting even. She'll be rewriting her narrative in real time. And if there's one thing Hollywood always does, it watches.